All right, so you've got your hide, and this is your area where you're basically running your mission out of, and you've got, of course, like we've already talked about, your Alpha team, your Bravo team, and you got your Charlie team, and your Charlie team is the guys that always stay back at the hide, and they're monitoring those radios, and they're monitoring everything that goes on in the area, and they're trying to provide that keeping that home slate, so to speak, your hide, always available. And they've got an exfil vehicles if they need to take vehicles to you and rotate out. Those guys are basically your support team for this mission, right? When I talk about Charlie setting up shop in their hide, one of the things I'm going to talk about is, they need to set up for an escape. So yeah, when you're getting in there, and I've told you about how they're going to just take and fortify the door real quick. And they may just simply slide a table in front of that door, or something that's cheap and easy, that's not too obvious, that they can do that will stop a breach. They may literally take 2x4s and wedge it in between the door and the wall, a solid part of the wall where a stud is, something of that nature. And you got to establish those passcodes and stuff like that just so that you can get in. Well, one of the other things that Charlie's going to be doing is they're going to be setting up an explosive charge in front of that door, and they're going to be setting up an exfil route for you guys to go, so that way if they have to take off, or y'all have to take off when you're all there, and for some reason you've been compromised and you got to get out of there, remember, you're a freaking covert operative, man. You don't want to be there. You don't want them to ever be able to interrogate you. You don't ever want to be able to talk to them. You never ever want to even see your face, okay? So there is no other choice. It's freaking escape. There's no negotiating. There's no nothing. It's escape. That's it. So let's talk about this for an example. Let's say you have an apartment. All right. I'm not sure if y'all guys can see this or not, but you have an overhang right here. On every roof, there's an overhang. So just say you're going to take an apartment, and you want to be sure that your highest going to be an apartment. You want to get the top floor. The reason is you want that overhang. So you go to the master bedroom, you kick out the screen, you make so you slide the glass door or the glass window open, and you drill into the studs. You find your studs, and you put in 2 rings. You screw them right into the stud that'll hold your body weight. You're going to use this to rappel with. You're going to take a rappel rope, and you're going to tie your knots in it that we'll show you. Put your D-rings on, click 1, 2, and then run the line down to the leg on your bed in that room, and then bolt that leg to the floor. So what you've got is 3 points of contact. The first one, which is your primary, which will hold your weight, and should it fail, you have a secondary, and should that fail, you have a thirdary on the daggone on the bed to keep you from just falling 3 stories or 4 stories or 5 stories all the way to the ground, right? And make sure you got that rope that's long enough to make that length all the way down. You keep the rope in place, have your rings in there, and just have everything ready to go. That way, if you got to go because you've been compromised, you slide that window open, knock it out, whatever, while your buddy's over here laying down suppressive fire, and he's trying to take out that 1 or 2 guys on the ground down there, and he's providing overwatch for you, or he's taking out the sniper across the way on the other balcony in the other building, the other apartment building, whatever it is he's doing, and he's causing controversy and chaos in there, the other guy's picking up those D-rings, click, click, rope right out, grabs the rope, hooks on his D, steps right out, rappels straight to the ground. Followed by him, the next guy. And then he's out, they move their way to the vehicle, they start laying down suppressive fire, and now you're going out the window. That's how you're using that bounding overwatch, like what you learned in the infantry tactics, but you're using it in a real world scenario in more of an urban environment. So, you got one guy overwatching. When the first one goes down, he's freaking laying down suppressive fire. That guy makes it to the cars, he hooks up, he's down, he yells, hey, I'm going out, you're by yourself, you're on your own. And he goes down, next that guy's pulling back, he's laying down suppressive fire, while the other guy from the car is laying down suppressive fire. He hits, he runs, last guy hooks up, he goes down, and bam, you're out of there. Even if Charlie team does it alone, mind you, Charlie's only 2 guys, you can still do that overwatch. But what precedes all of that is setting off that charge right around that door. So when they come up and they start wailing on that door, whoop, torch that baby off. Don't even worry about hiding the wires because you're, inside the building, because you're not going to be there long. A week, maybe 2 tops, and you're the only ones coming and going. So you're not going to worry about trying to hide wires and make it look pretty and all that crap. You're just going to hide the wires. It's going to be like a freaking flower pot or something. Something you're going to take with you, just like the rope. You're going to buy all that stuff previously at a hiking store or something. You're going to go to Lowe's and buy a flower pot and fill it full of beautiful flowers. And in the bottom of it, you're going to put a freaking claymore. And you're going to hide the wires because you're going to slide it right up next to the wall. And that's what Charlie's going to be doing the whole time. You and Bravo are out stealing cars and reconning and doing all this other stuff on your target. Charlie's going to be setting up wires and hiding it and setting these traps up and setting it up for an escape in the event they've got to do a mass exfil. And again, if they're there by themselves and they get compromised, and that's why you got that radio system. Hey, do not come back to the hide. It's been compromised. We're done. Scrap. Everybody scram. Like a herd of cats. Just run. So, something as simple as that, and you see it's not very elaborate, but I can totally destroy them trying to breach, and now they're over there trying to figure out what the crap's going on and picking up body pieces, and you're going out the freaking window. You hit the ground running. You've already got a leg up. You've already got a good jump on these guys. Now it's just get the heck out of Dodge, change vehicles, using that exfil plan, hitting those caches along the way that you've already set up, so that you can, all right, I've already got that secondary vehicle. I'm going to drop this one. We're switching over to the next vehicle. We're out of here. We're going back to my ops car, and now I'm out of here and I'm going home. I'm going back to our freaking home slate ops building where we actually operate out of in our county, in our AO, where I'll be safe. We're going to go back there, and then I want to go to home. I'm going to drop everything there, turn in my gear, and I'm out. Right? That's how your escape's going to work for that. Likewise, if you got an old farmhouse or something like that, keep in mind most people expect for you to be in the house. So if you're running your operations out of a farmhouse, I wouldn't necessarily be in the house. I would be in the barn, especially if that barn encloses. In essence, it has doors, and you won't necessarily see if anybody's in the barn. Because if I can park a vehicle in that barn, and I can shut the doors on it, and I can run my mission out of there, while these guys are hitting the house, I can just simply rig it to blow. I can rig a napalm charge in that house, let them hit it. They get into that going, 2 rooms deep in there, and they're clearing that house, and that motion light sister sets off that freaking napalm charge, and you got a 5-gallon bucket full of napalm in there, and everybody's screaming, and that house is burning to the ground. That's the prime time for me to say, all right, boys, get in the freaking car. We're out. Deuces. Put that baby in gear. Don't even bother opening the door. Just drive right through it. Mass chaos and confusion is what you're going to need to effect your escape. Just like the apartment, well, here we're now talking about it with like a farmhouse or something of that nature. So that's also kind of like the slumber garden that you learn all the way back in The Guardian. Don't always be where they think you're going to be. All right? Let's move on.